things from the comfort of our home. Like we can do things from where we are. Like now I'm at Strathmore, but I can teach, I can come here and learn with everyone about cybersecurity awareness. But are we safe online? Hence cybersecurity awareness. So what is cybersecurity awareness? As you can see from my slide, cybersecurity awareness is the understanding of risks associated with using technology and the internet, as well as knowing how to protect ourselves from cyber threats. From this, already we're using technology. Yes, already you're in this call. That means you're online. So the essence of this class of this session is to show us how can we stay safe online, and what are some of the ways that hackers or attackers or people, malicious people, can take advantage of us and this affects our security, like ways that can make us very unsafe online. Yeah. So the first thing we're going to talk about is social engineering. Social engineering, from the definition, from the name itself, you can see it's social engineering. We can call this human hacking. What hacking means, you've heard of hacking. People hack into systems. People hack into your computer. Someone can hack into your computer, into your bank, and steal your money. The same way people can hack into your computer, people can also hack into humans. And they can do that through social engineering. Just a minute. I'll just stop my video for a minute. And they can do this through social engineering. So social engineering is majorly about distraction and misdirection. What this means, attackers take advantage of our humanly feelings. And our humanly feelings, they include our greed, our desires, and the things we wish to have at this moment. We wish to have more money. In fact, that's why we work. Yeah, we want more money. We probably want fulfillment. We want to be seen as, we want to leave a mark, more like leave a legacy in this world. Yeah, and that is what attackers take advantage of in social engineering. So it's about distraction and misdirection. There's so many, social engineering can take so many forms. And the first thing we are going to talk about is phishing. So like we've said, social engineering is when attackers take advantage of your humanly feelings, the things you feel, the things you want to be, your desires, your greed, the things you want to talk about you won't talk about them to someone. That's what attackers will take advantage of. So phishing, one, it's when scammers fool you to think there's someone you trust in order to make you do something. Say, for example, I'm an attacker online, I'm a scammer. I'm going to call you and pretend to be Safaricom, because this is one of the examples that is most common. I'm going to call you, and then I'm going to pretend I'm Safaricom. I'm calling you from Safaricom. And then what I want to do is I want to know your personal details. Yes, I want to know what's your ID number, what is the last transaction you made, and then probably the last 3 people you called. Yes, already by pretending that I'm Safaricom, you see, you're going to trust me. You're more likely to give me this information because you'll assume, okay, she works at Safaricom, so what? Then that means they have access to this information. Yeah. So I'm going to pretend to be someone someone you trust. Then I'm going to use that information to lie to you, to trick you to give me more information that I can use to trick you even further, to steal from you. So the way people ask for just the example I was about to give that before I finished, the way people ask for your ID number, the last 3 transactions, you see, ideally those are things that only an M-Pesa agent would ask you, or a person that works from Safaricom, and they'd ask you to verify your identity when you want to make a big change. Say when you want to change your line, when you want to, say, reverse a transaction, or when you want to do something, say, that involves money, because the main goal of attackers is to steal something from you. Yes. So when they ask for this information from you and they pretend to be someone that you're going to give them your ID number, you're going to give them your 3 last transactions, because they come from Safaricom, and they're going to use this information to trick you. They're going to use this information to swap your SIM, to replace your SIM card. And when they replace your SIM card, you see they'll have they'll have a new PIN. So that means you lose access to your line. You cease to become the owner of your line, and then they become the owners, then they can do anything with it. So that means they can change your M-Pesa PIN, they can take loans with your line, ideally they can steal your identity, they can pretend to be you and do things online. And some of these things that they do online, they're not legal, yeah? So then you become the criminal, yeah? We're going to move to 7 types of phishing scams you should know about. So phishing is wide. There's so many ways that attackers can scam you. There's so many ways that someone can trick you into doing something that you're not supposed to do. There's so many ways that someone can take advantage of your feelings, of your wishes, of your desires, of your greed to steal from you. The first type of phishing that we have is email phishing scams. So email phishing scams, I don't know if anyone has ever had an email come from, look like it's coming from a legitimate source, but it was not coming from a legitimate source. Like it's someone pretending to be maybe Google, someone pretending to be Instagram, someone pretending to be Facebook and asking you to reset your password. Has anyone ever encountered that?
Yes.
Yes, many times.
Okay, can you tell us about your experience, please?
Yes, there are cases where somebody can even tell you that from email that you have won something, even you didn't even participate.
Yes. Are you still speaking?
No, I'm done. I will just give you an example of an email. You can get an email. Somebody is telling you that you have won something, but even this something you have won, you did not even participate in that.
Thank you so much. That's a perfect example because you see that by saying that you've won something that you did not participate in, they say they could say you won an iPhone. Everyone wants an iPhone. We all wish to own an iPhone sometime, well, except for me. I'm a Samsung person. So yeah. So if you wish to own, like you always wish to elevate. No one wants to be at the same point, at the same position every now and then. Yeah. So by winning something, you're like, oh, that's gonna upgrade your phone. You're gonna get a phone upgrade, a laptop upgrade, or even a life upgrade, because they tell you you've won a little cash, like maybe 10,000 shillings. Yeah. And they're relying on your desires. So that's why we can also call social engineering, we can also call it now human hacking. And then now to the types, the example you were given. So there's an example here. I don't know if you guys can see clearly. I'm trying to zoom it. Can you guys see it?
Yes, you can see it.
Yeah, you can see this email. The email subject says critical security alert for your linked Google account. And then it says it's from google@teamsupport.net. And then when we move to the contents of the email, it says sign-in attempt was blocked for your linked Google account. Okay. And then it says someone just use your password to try to sign into your account from an Google app. Google blocked them, but you should check what happened. Review your activity to make sure no one else has access. So from this email, before, I know some of you already picked my answers. Okay, from this email, what can we see that is not correct? How can we see that, okay, this email now, this is a scam, this is not Google, Google could not send this to me? Please, someone tell us, what can they note from this email that seems suspicious?
Yeah, I can add it, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, when you look at the email account that sent the email,
yes,
the domain name is just a normal gmail.com. So that one, anyone can create a Gmail account and then start sending out these spam messages. But if it's legit, it should come from a legit domain name.
Yes, thank you so much. What's your name, please?
This is Boniface Wakoli.
Thank you so much, Boniface. As Boniface said, the first thing he notices is that this message is coming from a regular, just any email. Anyone can create an email address. You know, I can say my email address is esther01@gmail.com. I could create that address and I could send you an email at any time. This email is not coming from Google. At any given time, Google is always going to send you an email from google.com. That's their domain name. Yeah. So that's where the message is going to come, the email is going to come from, not from a random person at Gmail, you know, not a random person at like the one we are seeing here. Then the second, what is the second from the definition of phishing? Sorry, not from the definition of social engineering. What is the second thing that we can notice about this email that seems suspicious, that automatically gives it out?
Another
Someone,
one
please.
is
Google will always send you a message asking you whether it is you or whether it is you. Then you click on the email, it is you, so that it doesn't block your account.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always sends you a message.
What's your name, please?
My name is Joyce Wanjiko from Kenya Film Commission.
Joyce. That is very brilliant, Joyce, because Joyce has noted a pattern. Joyce has interacted with Google for some time. Now that means Joyce has noted a pattern with Google emails, yeah? Google emails, they're always going to ask you, was this you who tried to sign in, yeah? Was this you who did this? Are you trying to change a password? Can you verify it is you? So from these patterns, you can say, okay, fine, this email, no, this is not legitimate. Because Google, when they send me an email, they always ask to verify, is this me? And this one is asking me, this one is already telling me a sign-in attempt was already blocked for your linked Google account. Very brilliant, Joyce. Thank you so much. Any other thing?
Thank you too.
You can also see that whenever someone attempts to sign in, Google always tells you to change your password.
Yes.
And also you can see maybe it says sign in attempt. Maybe it says sign in attempt and maybe you had not attempted to sign in. So it's like confusing.
Okay, thank you so much. What's your name?
Simeon Osiemo.
Simeon, thank you so much, Simeon. That was brilliant. Any other thing we can get from this email, from the definition that we said, from what we said about social engineering? We said they rely on things. They rely on your human weaknesses, your feelings. You know, they're always going to try to rush you. You know, it's urgent. You know, if you don't do it now, something is not going to happen. You know, you're going to lose your money if you don't do it now. If you don't update your card details, this is going to happen. Or from that, I've already even given myself out. So from that, what can we see from this email?
This is Dorothy.
Yes, Dorothy.
From Meru University. You see the subject brings in the urgency, critical security alert for your linked Google account. Anytime, of course, you see these kind of mails, like critical, important, urgent, you need to be very careful because this is how scammers bring in, so that first, they have already alerted you that you may be losing some info. So you may not even take time to think because you want to block or you want to do what they have asked you to do to prevent yourself becoming or becoming a victim of an attack. So this subject, critical security alert, is one of the things that you need to think and think thrice before you act.
Okay. Yes, thank you so much. That's right. They're always going to threaten you. It's more like a threat. You know, they're threatening you. Like if you don't do this, this is not going to you're going to lose your email. Just like Dorothy said, it's always urgent, and while they give you pressure, they put so much pressure on you, so much that you do not stop and think, okay, from the pattern that Joyce told us, like the two, Simeon and Joyce, they said, there's a pattern, Google, when they talk to me this type of way, but when you're put under this much pressure, you're barely able to think. So the thing you're going to do, you're going to check activity automatically. You're going to click on check activity. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. Yes, thank you so much. The other thing you can do, this one we would only see if it was like we received the email. So the other thing you can always do to verify if this email is coming from a legitimate source or not an illegitimate source, you can hover through your, when this check activity, this button, can you see this button? The check activity button, whatever the action, whatever the action that the email is asking you to take, when you hover through this button, you're going to see a link that's supposed to, that will lead you to what the attacker wants you to do. So when you move your mouse on top of this button here, it's always going to lead you to a different site that is not, it's not Google, definitely. So for our case, it was going to lead us to this link here, which is not an official Google site. Google will never shorten its link. Whenever Google is sending you a link, it is never going to shorten a link. The same to Facebook, the same to Instagram. All these legitimate social accounts that we use, they are never, never, ever going to shorten their links or even, lead you to redirect you. That's called is redirection. They redirect you to an illegitimate site. That's it. I think we've covered that pretty well. So phishing emails, they're always going to look they're coming from your bank. They're coming from PayPal. That is money. Everyone wants to steal your money. The little money that you have, everyone wants to steal it. Attackers want to get a share of it. And the other thing is Google. They're always going to want to steal your Google. When they get your Google, they can access your email. And when they access your email, they can access your work accounts and probably your bank, because these days with mobile banking, you've probably signed in with your email address. What else can they get with your email? Your card payments, they can get a history. They can also use your email to scam even your loved ones now. They can go beyond. So they have access to your email. So they're going to pretend to be you. They're going to impersonate you, then move to people around you, or they can even pretend to be from work. They pretend to be your CEO, your HR. And even these days, there's a common scam that I've seen these days. Someone sends you a message, but we will get to that. It's smishing. It's also a type of phishing where someone sends you a message pretending to be your landlord. Yeah, they say, we've updated the details. We've updated the account for sending rent. So from this month to this month and all the other months to come, please deposit your rent to this account. That's a common scam I've seen. Also, the other one, there's one of, if the parents here, there's another scam of people impersonating students. They tell you, oh, mom, I don't have a calculator. Oh, we're coming home. I need fare, And if you have a child, obviously they're going to rely on your instincts, your parental instincts. You love your child. Definitely, you want to provide for this child. So they're going to rely on that to make you want to take an action. You're going to send money to that number, and yeah, just like that, your money is gone. To our next slide, smishing. It's spear phishing scams. Sorry, spear phishing scams. So spear phishing scams, this is when when an attacker targets you specifically. They have researched you, and then they know your family members, they know where you work, they know who's your boss. And then now you see the chance, if I know this much information about you, it's easy for me to scam you. It's, what do you share on social media? You share that every Saturday, I know you go with your family to a resort. Yes, you eat with your family. You do this with your family, you do this activity with your family. I have researched you, you've probably posted your child. And I know now that your child goes to, say, Kianda school, yes? And then I also know that you've posted your husband a few times and you've tagged his friends. So I know that your friends I know where your friends hang out. Yeah, I know this. I know so much about you. I know where you work. I also know your boss. Probably I've also gone and stalked your boss. I know what your boss does. Your boss does. Sorry, I know what your boss does, and then I also know when he goes to work. Yeah. With this amount of information, it's easy for you to trust me because you'd be like, okay, so they know this, they know this, they know this. Automatically, this is someone who knows me. So this means they are legitimate. So spear phishing scams, mostly they target a specific person. So I could target the boss of ICT authority. Yes, I could target the maybe the vice chancellor of Kenyatta University. Yeah, and this is always done after so much research, after like so much thought goes into it. So don't assume attackers are stupid. And today there's so many tools online. There's so many AI tools they can use to craft messages that seem very, very legitimate. The next thing, just what you were talking about, is smishing scams. Phishing scams, these are text messages, phishing scams. These are scams that occur through they're sent via message. Like the message I told you about, I've just told you about someone sending you a message about rent. The details for paying, the account for paying rent has changed. Your child needs school fees. The other thing, they also trick people. You know, they know most of the youths right now are unemployed. So they use that. They send you a link, they tell you, okay, fine. So there are jobs, you're giving out jobs, and you're supposed to reply by end of day, yeah, or by 2 weeks. And by 2 weeks, you see this is urgent. 1, 2, this is going to seem legitimate because you've been looking for jobs. So you're like, oh God, finally, Mungu ameniona, you know, finally something is coming, but it's a trick. So how do we identify a possible smishing scam? How can we say that, you know, this message is a scam? So from our example, I'm just going to zoom so that you can see, we can see the email. You can see the message on my screen. So it says, dear user, we have detected unauthorized access to your account. Your account has been limited for security reasons. Verify your identity. Click on the link below. Yeah, so there's a link there for you to click and get to where you're redirected to where the attacker wants you to go. Okay, so quickly, can someone tell us what they can spot about this message that is suspicious?
Clicking on the link.
What, please? What did you say?
The link. They said click on the link below.
Yes, click on
the link which you don't know leads to where.
What else? What's your name?
Simeon Osiemo.
Oh, Simeon. Thank you so much. Simeon again. Simeon. Okay, fine. We're about 334 of us here. Can we get a different person, please?
Yes, if you look at the message, my name is Ruth Washera.
Yes, Ruth.
If you look at the message, it sounds urgent.
Yes.
Because you see, the message is from the Tiny Teeth Children's Dysentery. So it feels like it concerns your child. You'll panic. It raises alarm. So for you to prompt you to urgently get back to the message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Can I give it a try?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, this is Millicent.
Yes.
This SMS is written to me, dear user.
Yes.
And the same people who are writing the message to me are telling me to verify my identity. I would believe that before they realized that someone was trying to access, they needed to have known me.
Yeah.
Hello. Can I try?
Yes, please.
Yes. The URL looks alike, but it's different. The authentic one is tinyteeth.com.
Yes.
Yet for the scammer is tinyteeth.office.
.office. Thank you so much. What's your name?
Gary Muthami.
Okay, thank you so much, Jerry. Any other trial before I pick it up?
Yeah, let me try.
Yes, sure.
When you look
try.
at the dentist office, is so general, and so you don't know which dentist this one is. It is very general.
Yeah. So there's no specific, it's not a specific content. If it's going to come from Tiny Teeth Children's Dentistry, it has to be, it should show it's from Tiny Teeth. Yeah. So yes, just like all of you have said, number one is lookalike contents, generic contact name, which is similar, but it's not, it's dentist office. What do you mean dentist office? Someone is always going to want to be specific. Which is a dental clinic that, okay, let's just use our example. Someone is going to want to be very specific. This message is coming from Tiny Teeth, and we know you bring your child. You already automatically, by seeing Tiny Teeth, you know that you bring you take your child there. Yes. And the second thing, it's the urgency. Someone talked about urgency. It's we have detected unauthorized access to your account, and sometimes you are not even, like, no one is trying to access your account. Yeah. And then the thing is, your account has been limited for security reasons. So now they're threatening you. Okay, fine. You're going to be scared. You care about your child. So that means if your account has been restricted, your child does not have access to their dentist services. And then someone talked about something. Did I miss? What did I miss?
I think about the dear user.
Dear user, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dear user.
The URL.
We've talked about the URL. Oh yeah, the URL and then the dear user. Okay, fine. I'll go to the dear user first. Personalization has become such a thing in the current world. Most people, if they're going to send you, most businesses, if they're going to send you an email, they know you by name. So they're always going to say, dear Ruth, dear Joyce, dear Simeon, yeah? They're never going to say dear user. So if they're saying dear user, they're only casting their nets wide because they do not know you so much, or probably they do not even know your name. They probably just have your number. They picked your number somewhere, and then they know that maybe you go to the dentist a few times. Yeah. So yeah, they're going to take advantage of that. And then the URL, when you look up here, Tiny Tooth, just where Tiny Teeth, where I'm zooming, the URL is tinyteeth.com. But what is showing here, the link that the attacker is asking you to click is tinyteeth.office. I mean, that's an automatic giveaway. That's this SMS is illegitimate. So we are on the next slide, Google search scams. So Google search scams. Literally everyone here has used Google for something. To Google a location, to Google about something. And I hope you Google me after this also. So yeah, we all use Google search for something. So what scammers do, they take advantage of this. Then they optimize their URL. It's called search engine optimization. So what this means is, when you Google the dentist, okay, let's look for an example we use a lot. An example a service that we use so much. Let's just say Facebook. Let's see. Can someone give us an example, like a service you access so much that it would be so easy for someone to use it to scam you?
SportsPesa.
SportsPesa. Yeah, nice. SportsPesa. Thank you so much. So SportsPesa is a betting site, yeah? So this is going to be a win-win for them. They want your money. So yes, you're in a hurry. Probably Manchester and Arsenal are playing, yeah? You want to bet. You want to see, okay, fine, I know my team is going to win. So I'm going to bet. So what happens is, an attacker is going to get a domain name, a different domain name that's not SportsPesa's. Yes, when they take a domain name, they customize their URL to resemble that of SportsPesa. So when you type SportsPesa, what the psychology behind this, when you type SportsPesa, some of the errors you're likely to make, they're going to have their email, they're going to have their URL like that. Yeah, they're going to have the mistakes that you're likely to get, one, or just they're going to use different letters. So when you search SportsPesa, the first search result you're going to get is their is their search to their website, is their link to their website. What they've done is search engine optimization. They've paid for that link to appear on the first page. And because you're in a hurry, you want to bet, you want to shine, you're going to click on that link. And when you click on that link, they're going to steal your information, or whatever action they're going to ask you to take. You're going to take it because you're in a hurry. Yes, you want to do the most. You're going to deposit your money, and your money is going to get stolen. Yeah. What from my slides here, we can see the title displays correct brand name, search results show brand, and then URL mismatch. So mostly, you see, someone can always say google.com, say www.google.com. It's easy for someone to use letters that resemble Google letters, because they're not going to get the real domain name at any given time. It's only Google. You can only access Google using google.com. Yes. And then if I get a domain name, if I purchase a domain name that's not Google, I'm going to try my best to make it look like google.com. So what can happen? I can make one O. We're going to see that example in the slides, in the coming slides. There's a slide where I have put that. I'm going to maybe use a letter or a character that's going to make this Google look so Google to you that you won't notice that this is a scam. Yeah, so you can see the third point is second results of organic search. Even top search results can be manipulated for fake sites. So what someone would do, they would pay for an ad so that the site comes fast. And when the site comes fast, is someone speaking? Okay. So the next thing, social media scams. Everyone is on social media. Everyone is on either Facebook or Instagram. And I think most of us here, we are on Facebook, everyone, including myself. Is there anyone who's not on Facebook? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's that? You're not on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. Which
Even
site are you?
Huh?
Which social media site are you using?
I'm not on social media.
Yeah?
X, Twitter.
Twitter. Okay, nice. You're on at least you have at least one social media account. Yeah. I had so many yeses. The other person who's not on Facebook, are you on any other social media platform?
Yes.
Yes.
Snapchat.
Snapchat. Nice. You're not on Facebook, but you're on Snapchat. Yes. So you see, right now, almost everyone, like we could see, almost everyone has a social media account. At least if you're not on Facebook, you're on X, formerly Twitter. If you're not on X, you're on Instagram. And on Insta, most of these things we've seen fake accounts. We've seen people create fake accounts for malicious intent. I could create, if someone wrong, say Joyce, I have a beef with Joyce. I do not like the way Joyce handles things at work. I'm going to create a fake account. So I'm going to create, number one, I'm going to create a fake email address, then use that fake email address to create a fake account. And then I'm going to use it to maybe lash out at Joyce, like attack something about her, yeah, to make her feel bad, to stress her out. Yes. And the same way, someone can use a fake account to steal from you. Someone can use a fake account to get you to click on a link that is a link that's malicious. When you click on this link, you're going to, okay, let me use an example. A perfect example is, I've seen people send you links about trading, forex trading. Oh, I joined forex maybe like 2 weeks ago, and this is the amount of money I have earned. Yeah. And most of them are fake accounts. Someone creates a fake account, then they use that to scam you. And then they get you to click links. Some of these links, when you click on them, you lose your account. And then when you lose your account, they use your account to also trick other people, where they send a message, Facebook inbox to your friends, to your family members. You see the way Facebook, I think it's so easy. When I get access to someone's Facebook account, it's so easy for me to tell the people they talk to a lot, the people who are likely to trust them, then I'm going to be in distress. Then I'm going to send them a message and tell them, okay, you know, I lost my phone, please send me some money, and please send me some money. Yeah. So for me, Esther, the people I talk to, someone gets hold of my account, of my social media, like someone creates a fake social media account, then they use that to scam me. Yeah. And then they get access to my own account. Then they use that to scam people around me. People I talk to a lot, people who are likely to send me money, they lie to them. Yeah. People create fake accounts with the same name and photo as the one of your real friends, and then they try to scam you. You've probably posted your photos on Facebook. You graduated, you took pictures, you took really nice pictures. You were hanging out with your friends, you took some really, really nice pictures, you posted them online. And who says someone cannot download these images and then use them to impersonate you? You know, if you've posted like 5 pictures of yours, you know, I could create a parallel person, like a me that is not a me that is you. I could impersonate you, and then with these 5 pictures, if I post these 5 pictures, they're going to seem so legitimate, you know, especially if the pictures of you with other people, they're going to seem so legitimate, so much that if another person, say Simeon did not know me, if Simeon sees, if Simeon goes to social media and then they come across such a Facebook account, they'd be like, oh, this is her, this is her. Okay. So how do you spot, just one thing before we leave this slide, how to spot a fake account? Sometimes they have 0 or low followers. They don't have any followers. Someone created a fake account. So you see, it takes time to build a following. It takes time to build an audience. So someone creates a fake account today. What will happen? They won't get 1,000 friends like you immediately. So one way to spot a fake account, you look at the following, you look at the posts. It's just a recent account. Yes, someone speaking? Hello, is someone speaking? Okay. So, and then also the odd characters in the handle. That's just like we said, people use odd characters in domain names. They also use odd characters in their handles. Like in our example, let me just zoom it. We see the Roger H, this one. Okay, so someone can add, if my name on social media is Esther Adwet, someone can add just a very small difference, a very small, and you know, a very tiny difference that would take you some time to notice. And when you go to social media, one thing about people is it's after work, so your guard is down. You're not thinking someone is going to scam you through social media. I mean, you're here to have fun. You're here to watch some very nice videos. You're here to share snaps, you know, things you took, things you did throughout the day. So someone can add an underscore like this one, like Susan underscore Beck. Someone can add an underscore to trick you into thinking they are the Susan that you know. Okay, on to our next slide, which are QR codes. Have you guys, is there anyone who's never interacted with a QR code?
Maybe before you move, can I interrupt?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, there's WhatsApp fall in the social media group.
Yes, it's a social media platform.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Okay, because I've noticed what you have just described. It's happening a lot in WhatsApp. The issues of someone using your photos, opening another account, and then soliciting money from your friends, thinking that it is you. Because when you open it, you see the face of someone you know, and you think it's
them,
someone you know, and you end up in, Okay, that's nice. I wanted to clarify.
Thank you so much. What's your name?
My name is Godfrey.
Godfrey. Thank you so much, Godfrey. Yes, WhatsApp is also a social media platform, and people can use it to scam you. Someone steals a photo, say, right now you can download someone's profile picture on WhatsApp. Yes, we've seen it. If your friends, you can always download someone's photo on WhatsApp. When you download someone's photo, And then I buy another line. Then I use that photo as my profile picture. I go to their friends, I get their contacts, the people who are close to them. Then I ask them, I tell them, oh, I lost my phone. It's quite easy to believe, yeah, you're using a new number. So yeah, it makes sense that you lost your phone. Okay, now you lost your phone. So what? What next? The attacker says, okay, I lost my phone. Yes, done. Verified, you lost your phone, new line. That's you on the picture. Good. But I want to replace my phone. I need some money. Or you see, I've been arrested. I was out clubbing on Saturday, then I've been arrested. I need help. So yes, it makes sense that you're arrested, and so you do not have access to your actual number. And then people use that to steal from people around you. So most times it's not even you. You might not even be the direct victim, the direct person that the attacker is targeting. You might not be the direct target. Sometimes it's the people around you. I could impersonate you and then trick everyone around you. Thank you so much, Godfrey, for that. Yes, and that is clear. So on to QR codes. Right now, the restaurants, if you go to, say for people who are in Nairobi, if you go to Art Cafe, you can actually scan the QR code to get the menu. Yes? Has anyone interacted with that?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, what was can someone tell us what they've used a QR code for, so that we get a variety of ways people interact with QR codes?
I've once visited an eatery in the city.
Yes.
And they don't have the hard copy menu. So when you scan the QR code.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah. So when you scan the QR code, it gives you the menu of that particular eatery.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my experience with QR codes.
Yeah, so from a QR code, it's hard to tell. You see, when you see a QR code, it's not easy to tell from just a QR code sticker. It's not easy for you to tell, okay, this is a real one, this is a fake one. So attackers take advantage of this. Then they link their links, their malicious sites to these QR codes. Then when you scan on these links, you get to their fake sites. And then from there, they prompt you to do whatever that they want you to do. They prompt you, maybe if you visit that site, a malicious file, it's probably a virus is going to download to, a malware is going to download to your phone or your device. Is someone speaking?
Oh, yes. Can I add something?
Please do.
I wanted just to say now, mostly all over the world,
yes.
People, scammers, mostly they create QR codes to trick people maybe into visiting a fraudulent website or even downloading malware that may compromise your personal information. For example, like now, there are cases which happened recently where the scammers, in fact, they use to have official QR codes for a particular training, and with fake ones on either even parking meters. We have seen that one in parking meters, even menus like the somebody I just talked about, or even magazines. And you just cut, then you scan that, then it gives you something else. So this is something which we need to watch as a cybersecurity analyst. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What's your name? That's Godfrey?
No, this is James Liech.
Who?
James Liech.
James Liech.
Yes.
Nice. Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much, James. As you've heard from James, these QR codes, there's so many instances where you can get QR codes. And then when you scan on these QR codes, they lead you to malicious sites. And these malicious sites, when you click, something automatically downloads, or they need you to, the sites when you visit, they tell you, you get an alert that, a virus has entered your phone. Please click this link in 10 seconds. And then the timer starts. I think you've encountered those. A timer starts and then tells you to save your phone, to prevent your phone from, to prevent you from losing your data. This is what you should do. Yeah, so those are examples of ways that people can use QR codes to scam you. The next thing, phishing scams. It's called voice phishing. We've talked about phishing. We've talked about different types of phishing, SMS phishing, there's email phishing, and then also there's one way that, people, attackers cannot, they're always going to find a way to get into the ways that we interact with, the things that we do every day. We make voice calls every day, yeah? We send emails every day. You get work emails every other time, every other week. You get SMSs every other time. So the goal for attackers is to get into these things that you do every day. That, the things you do every day, your guard is down. And the things you do every day, you're very likely to take the action that they ask of you. So phishing, it's voice phishing is a type of phishing that is made over the telephone. Scammers can spoof a phone number that look identical to a known number, like your bank. And this one we've interacted with so much. You get a call that looks like it's from Safaricom. It's the Safaricom number 0722, then 0 all through. What the attacker has done, they've spoofed their number. So what happens when someone spoofs is they make their number appear like it's the Safaricom number, yes? And then they call you. You're going to see that number. You're definitely going to pick it up. This is Safaricom, they're calling me. It's probably something very important. Yeah, so when they call you, they're going to ask, a few things. They're going to ask very personal information that they can use to trick you into the things we've said that you should not do. I think most of us have received a call, and sometimes these attackers, they're so shameless that sometimes it's not even they don't even care to spoof the numbers. Sometimes they just use their numbers, their regular looking numbers to call you, and then you'll be there saying your ID number, saying your name, your 3 last transactions. What else? What else do the attackers ask for? Your PIN. I think for PIN, it's become quite obvious for us that PINs, they no longer ask for PINs. And then they're so smart. They'll call you and tell you, Safaricom never asks for your PIN, and I'm not asking for your PIN. I'm asking for probably your ID number, the 3 last transactions. The minute I call you and already I'm assuring you that Safaricom would never ask for your PIN. So I'm never going to ask for your PIN. It's human. You're going to start to feel safe. You're going to start to feel, okay, fine, this person is saying the truth. Safaricom never asks for my PIN. And Safaricom also repeats every other time, tells you Safaricom will never ask for your PIN. So we should stay vigilant. You should be on the lookout. Before you trust, always verify. Always, always, always verify. If someone is asking you to take an urgent action, sit down, think about it. Look, if someone is asking you to, like you receive an email asking you to update your bank details, maybe like your card was declined. You did not make this payment. Just sit down and think, fine, I did not make this payment. So this automatically is a false alert. It's a false alarm. Your bank is calling you. Someone calls you, they spoof the call, they spoof the number, and then it looks like it's coming from the bank. Say you bank with I&M Bank. They tell you, okay, fine, your last transaction has been declined, so we've decided to block your card. I mean, you did not make this transaction. You did not make this transaction. You did not prompt for closure of your account. So always think about it. Always just slow down, because all of these scams, all of these social engineering scams, they depend on your human feelings, on your desires, on your greed, on your fears, mostly again your fears, because you're scared. You don't want to lose your account. You don't want to lose your bank. You've probably saved your life savings then in a bank account. Yeah, you don't want to lose that. So you receive that call, you're scared. Very quickly, you do the things that they ask you to do. And they're usually very fast, because the minute they waste 1 minute, you're going to have the time to think. You're going to have the time to remember. I remember this. And they're never going to let you. They're never going to even give you 1 minute to think, to even just process, okay, what is happening? Yeah. So that brings us to this.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you detect who is the genuine caller and someone who is a scammer, because like today, I received a call from KRA.
Yes.
It's not a KRA number. It's just a regular number.
Yes.
And they said I've not filed the returns.
Yes.
And necessarily they didn't want my information, but I told them I filed.
Yes.
And we kind of argued because I filed and they are saying I didn't file. So how do you detect if someone is legit or not?
Okay. From our class, can someone take that? Can someone? What's your name, please?
I'm Faustin.
Faustin, thank you so much, Faustin, for your question. Can someone from our class, from what the things we've learned so far, can someone tell us where to detect?
Maybe I can take it there. Hello?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Yes, this is Brian.
Yes,
Minamo.
Brian. Okay.
Yeah, when someone receives a call from anybody, that's why the way you have just put it, takes a minute to process in your mind. You should not be quick to act as per the request of the caller or the person who requests data from us. So the important is to take time to process what he's saying. Then automatic, you should not be quick to act the way he wants you to do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Maybe I can add on something.
Yes. I see we have two people. Maybe the first person can go, then the next.
So I'm saying,
yes.
My name is Daniel.
Yes, Daniel.
I would advise that first of all, you need to understand. Like, for example, the case of the caller, he was called by KRA to file returns, and the deadline is not even yet.
Yes.
So obviously, that cannot be true. It could not be prompted to pay to file the tax before the deadline. Number two, we also need to, when you receive such a call, it's important that you bring those people and maybe share with some colleagues. They can also, in that case, they can be able to help you process the information faster. Or maybe you find some of them have gone through such scams before. Most of the time, those people they call make it so urgent so that you don't consult. So sometimes it's good to tell them to take a break, and then maybe you will share with your colleagues and find out whether they've made that scam before. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so
Also,
much.
also another way.
More questions.
Another way to deal with these people is to
Yes.
ask them. You prompt them also to ask questions. Ask questions what they need. They will know that you are inquisitive on what they want. So most of the time they drop the call and go.
Yes.
With that you know they are not genuine. But if it's somebody who's genuine, he'll explain bit by bit and let you process what they are saying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. There's a lady that wanted to speak. Please, it's your turn.
Okay, the same answer. Okay, we ask more questions. If you ask him or more questions, they can finish, and they can't ask you anything.
Yeah.
Okay. For disturbing.
Sorry.
But actually, the caller was legit because I confirmed.
Yes.
But you know, KRA, I don't know whether they have a specific number.
Yeah, they do.
Because even whatever they asked, it's even monthly returns, and she knew whatever she was asking. I asked her a lot of questions, but my point was sometimes it's hard to detect if the person is legit or not. Okay, depending on the scenario.
So when it's hard to detect, the thing you should do is stop and think, process. Have you filed your returns? And then you note the red flags just from what everyone has said. You want to stop and think, have you filed your returns? Yeah. So if they're calling you to file your returns, did they make it like it was urgent?
Yeah.
They made it look like it was urgent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're always going to look, is it urgent? Then the other thing someone mentioned, I don't know if it's Brian or Daniel that mentioned that you ask your colleagues, sometimes you want to ask someone, okay, if you're not sure about information about, if you're not sure whether KRA has a number that they use to call people, what do? You ask, you pause and ask, okay, do you know the number KRA uses to call? Yeah, you consult so that you do not fall a victim. The other thing, sometimes these people, they have, when you see they're asking you too many, the thing on their side, they want to win. So the more you ask them questions, they're always also going to ask you some questions. So always just slow down, think about it. It's not a matter of life and death. Yeah. So always just stop and think about it, then ask.
Just a contribution.
Yes, sure, please.
This Boniface.
Yes, Boniface.
I would just like to say that let's be careful, especially from callers, because any legitimate corporate will start by either sending you a text from their official line, or they send you an email before they do the calling. Like if it's an M-Pesa reversal, what they do first, they send you a message telling you that we are about to reverse your money using their official line for Safaricom. Then later on, they might just call you to confirm if that actually happened. If it's KRA, so unfortunate, I don't think if KRA ever calls anyone.
Yeah.
Because what is it that they want? If it is any penalty or anything of the sort, let them do direct to your account, and they should not even call you. It's you to take yourself there. It's you to prosecute yourself. So I think this calling thing is always just confusing. Let's start by the official way of communication, which is either a text or an email. Then the phone call is always just as a backup. So let's not start with the phone call. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Can I add on it?
Hello.
Yeah, sure. One person, then the next the other person can go next, please.
Okay.
Can I add on something?
We are three, so let's the person who's speaking go first, then we can have the other person go next.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to add about this. If someone calls you and they ask for your biodata, they are interested on your biodata, and you're not sure who they are. If you ask them, you can tell them, can you call later? Most scammers don't have the ability to wait. They get irritated if you tell them that, because if maybe it's KRA or an important organization, they cannot spare their time and call you again at some other moment. But a scammer will be in a rush, and they will get irritated, and they'll want to squeeze that information from you at that particular moment. They will be very impatient to wait. So I think that's also another way to know them.
For me, I'd also say that Truecaller has assisted me in knowing some scammers, because Truecaller gives you some indication that there is someone. Especially, I was called by Kenya Power, but it showed that this person is a con man.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
BT account number. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Another contribution. There was a lady.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. My name is Lina. Most of the time when you receive a call from a different number or a number that is suspicious asking for data, the first thing that you do that is so irritating to them is like, when they say they're from KRA, tell them where exactly. Can I be able, I'm almost near there. Can I be able to meet you at the office? When they hear you are near there and you are able to, the first thing they'll do, they will hang out the phone and they won't communicate. Second, when they are dealing with their personal information, then you create a buffer by trying to inquire from their identity and their personal details first before giving in. most of them take off and hang, and that is my contribution.
Can I
Thank
say
you so
something?
much.
Okay, can I also say
Can I say
something?
something?
We have 2 people. One person can go, then the next.
Okay, I will. This is David Amunga.
Yes, David.
The guy, if I can recall, he really wanted us to assist him to know exactly if whoever is calling him is a genuine person from that given corporate or organization. And I've just seen few charts. Number one, I once worked with the KRA on temporary basis. And one thing I know about KRA, they'll never call you. That is number one. Number two, in case they have any issues with you, they will always email you, but they'll never call you. It's quite unfortunate and so sad. The guy says that he later on realized that it was a genuine person from KRA calling him. Well, let's not rule out that point, but also remember that I could be working KRA and I can access all the details of the clients, and I can just decide to be cunning enough, maybe to get some cash out of you. So I can go ahead and make such calls so that even when you inquire later on, you'll still be told that it's true, David works with KRA. But in reality, I think this was just person with different personal intentions, and maybe he wanted to get money out of this guy. But as far as KRA is concerned, they'll always email you. They don't call. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amunga.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
My name is Sylvester.
Yes, Sylvester.
Yeah, in what I've just heard from many, that there is one of the best way that you can be able to control these scammers who are calling through your phone. And what you can do, I've realized, I've done enough statistics that most of them, majority of them, their numbers are blacklisted in 333. So what happens is I would wish to encourage that people to install that app that is called the column blocker. So when those people call, their numbers indicates that they are scammers. It's very simple. Now, that is the best way that we can handle those people. It's very simple. They have been blacklisted.
Thank you so much. One last contribution.
Yes, can I talk?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, from my own experience, I've actually trained my parents to carefully listen to the caller, and if there's any social engineering language that makes them be in fear, or maybe make it like there's an urgency or once in a lifetime opportunity, they just mentally flag them off. And that's one thing that has really helped me creating awareness. And also, even I usually tell them, if you don't really recognize who is calling you, just don't answer the call, but maybe sometimes let it go on voicemail, and then you will listen to the message later on. And it has really helped a lot for me to create awareness, even at my workplace, for the elderly people. That's my contribution.
What's your name, please?
I'm Jemima Mbaru.
Jemima. Thank you so much, Jemima. Thank you so much, everyone, for your contributions. I think what we can note here is we are constantly learning from each other. There's no absolute, this way, but we know for sure we're always going to learn from each other. So the thing is, always ask. If you're not sure, slow down.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question here. My name is Joshua.
Yes, Joshua.
My name is Joshua from Marsabit.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, I normally use to link my phone to my laptop. On WhatsApp, WhatsApp. Huh? Is that dangerous? The QR code. When I'm linking my phone to my laptop using the QR code, is that dangerous?
No, that is not dangerous unless it is leading you. Say if you're scanning the code and then it leads you to a different site that is not WhatsApp, that is not the service that you wanted, then that is wrong. That is dangerous. If you're scanning a menu, you know for sure the link it's supposed to lead you to, you're supposed to get a menu. Then why are you getting where you're getting to where you're getting to a site that is asking you for
Login.
your card details, yeah? Why are you getting to a page that is that's telling you that your phone has been infected? Your phone has viruses, and to download, do this, do that, yeah? Yeah, it depends on the intention. What was the service that you intended to get from the QR code? Does it lead you to that service, or does it direct you to another site that you do not know anything about, a service you probably did not subscribe to? That's okay.
Can I add something on his case?
Yes, please do.
Normally, unless the laptop he's linking to is used by many people, he should not WhatsApp web. Or a cyber. You see, people WhatsApp web when they want they don't want to send a document. They want to WhatsApp web so that they can print from their phone direct.
Yeah.
Then they forget to log out, and you find you've left your data open to the public. Yeah. So it's dangerous in a way.
Unless if it's not your PC, if it's not your personal laptop.
Yeah.
It's my laptop.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my laptop. It's my personal laptop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then for that, does that QR code lead you to the service that you wanted to use? If it does, then it's okay.
Okay.
So that's it for the contributions and for the questions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I have one question for you. I have two sites.
Before you present a question.
Yes.
I'd love to say something as well.
Okay.
Now, I think one of the challenges we experience is when we are approached, we become desperate. And I think that is the major problem. We should stop being desperate for what we own.
Yeah.
Every business person will pitch the idea. So it's upon the buyer to settle down and think whether he wanted a sale or he was not ready for the sale. So this will come, yes. But then why are you desperate for what you didn't plan for the first time? So we should stop being desperate, either for information or feeling insecure for what we own. And let us approach everything with the sense of, what am I getting out of it? Why do they want me to give them this? I think when we raise questions for ourselves and be content, like we approach a matter without desperation, then I think some of these problems will be solved. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, just what you said. This is, I think we've repeated this so many times, that social engineering, they're always going to rely on your humanly feelings, what you feel, your guilt, your greed, you want something, you want more money. I know that. So why can't I lie to you that you've earned some money? Yeah. Please, let's not be desperate. Stop and think. Whatever they're asking you for, it's not a matter of life and death. Stop, think, then act. Before you act, do you trust it? Have you verified it? Yeah. And that can only happen. All of this you can only do when you stop and think. You're not in a hurry. Yeah. If it's urgent, stop, think. I mean, if it was very important, they would have come to you in person. Anyway, back to what you were saying. I have two sides here with me. I have on the right side and on the left side. I'll just take one person to tell us which link is the legitimate link and which one is the malicious one, which one is not the real one.
Yes, I can see. I can be able to see. Let me try that.
Just one person, please.
Let me try that.
The first link on the left looks genuine. The one on the right, letter A is italicized, so that one is fake.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we can see the first one, the one on your left, it is genuine. The letters are okay. And then when you come to this other one, when you look at letter A, for the ones who cannot see, let me just zoom it further. When you look at letter A, it's a different A. So then that means this person is trying to hide, because it's only CyberSafe. It can only be one cybersafe.com. So you cannot create another cybersafe.com unless of course you play with the letters, you play with something else that does not make it the intended site. So we are on the next, what helps to protect you from phishing attacks. I think most of this we've already covered in our discussion. If it's urgent, don't let the emotion cloud your judgment. Call and verify that whoever you're talking to is the correct person. And then you note from patterns. You also note from patterns. You know, KRA never, like we've had someone say KRA never calls you. If they're going to send you an email, or you're always going to self-report. Yeah. So those are that piece of information is very important. So the next time you receive a call from someone who's trying to act like the KRA, you know, oh no, please, not be certain. So the other thing is enable multi-factor authentication, and then look at the style of the message, then ask questions. Just a bit about multi-factor authentication. For us who do not know what it means, multi-factor authentication means when you're putting a password, when you're signing into a service, you receive a code. Like, it's not just once. You just don't enter the password, then you log in. You enter the password, then probably it asks for something else. It sends you an OTP, a code via SMS. Then you enter that code to verify it's you. Google has that. Also, Citizen platform has that. I think those are the most common ones that we've interacted with. And then look at the style of the message. Sometimes they have, some attackers they're also in a hurry. So they want to trick you in a hurry. So they also have spelling mistakes, but also these spelling mistakes, I think right now there's so many tools, there's so many AI. You've all heard of ChatGPT. There's so many tools that they can use to write a message. I just go and tell ChatGPT, okay, I want you to write an email as if it's coming from KRA to this person, call them this person, this is their name. So when you start dear Simon, Simon knows, okay, KRA is also going to call them by name, not dear user. So already the first pass they've checked that box. Yeah. Then look at the style of the message. Then, as most of you also say, always ask questions. Always ask questions. So we're going to move to the next thing, which is passwords. Passwords. Every time you want to access an online service, you're always going to need a password. You're always going to, like a password is like the lock, the key, you've locked it. So you need a password to unlock it. You need a password to access your Facebook. You need a password to access your KRA portal. You need a password to access most of these online services. Yeah. Now, our passwords, they're supposed to be strong. And what we mean by a strong password? A strong password is not your date of birth. Please, let's agree. A strong password is not your wife's name. A strong password is not your ID. And a strong password is definitely not your child's birthday or your dog's name. You see, when most of these things, when I Google you right now, when I go to your Facebook right now, you've probably posted your wife and children, or your husband and children, or for the single people, just your family, people close to you. You probably have a picture of people close to you. It's easy to tell the name. You've tagged them. I can just go and see their names. Yeah. So when you use such easy passwords, like the name of someone I know that is related to you, I could just come to a service I know everyone uses. I go to Google. This is your Gmail account. Then I use that password. I could guess. I could guess a few passwords. If you use an easy to guess password, I could make a few guesses, like 5 guesses. So one, I'll probably guess your ID number, the first letter of your name, then your ID number. The next thing, your year of birth. Most of your M-Pesa pins, the older people, they have their M-Pesa pins is their year of birth, which is so easy to guess, which is so easy to know. I could know someone's year of birth. Then that means automatically I have access to probably their phone password. Once I get into their phone, I can access their M-Pesa. I can make transactions. When I make this transaction, I can take a loan. I can do so much. So that means your password needs to be long. The other thing about passwords, use a phrase. A phrase can be something like something that's personal to you, but that's not very predictable. Say, for example, I don't know, let me use, I'll just call on someone and then they can tell us maybe a phrase that means something to them that's not, people do not know. Perhaps a quote that people do not know is very personal to them. Simon? Hello, Simon, are you here?
Hello.
Yes. Do you have a phrase? Do you have a phrase that you know it's so easy, it's so hard for you to forget?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's more of a statement, but it's like written like one word.
Yeah.
It's good password. Wait. If I mention it, someone will try to use it.
No, don't mention your password. Not your password, please. Don't mention your password. Just a phrase, just a random phrase that you like to use.
Oh, good password, top secret. That's a phrase.
What? Good?
Good password, top secret.
Okay, I hope that's not your password.
No, it's not. It won't work anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a phrase that I use.
Okay, so we're going to test that password. We're going to test it in two ways so that I show you why even that passphrase, you have to do something about it for it to be, you know, for it to be strong. So you said your statement is?
Good password, top secret.
Good password.
Top secret. Are you typing somewhere? I think we are seeing the slide screen.
Ah, you cannot see. Oh, sorry. Let me just fix that. Okay, new share. Yeah. Can you see a different screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a site where you can, it's a site, it tests the strength of your password so that we see even just a long password does not help you. Like even if it's long, but it's just, you know, you do not play around with it, it's still weak. It's still as good as a very short password. So good password, top secret. You see, this one would take approximately 2.23 minutes to crack, to guess, yeah? But if we play around with this password, if we add characters, we add a 0 here, you see the time increases. So we have 4.97 minutes. We want to make a very strong password. So we're also going to add a different letter, you know, something that's not very easy to guess. Then instead of those password, you see, you realize when I remove the $2 signs, it becomes strong. Because when you use a typing error in a word, you know, like good password, top secret. An attacker is always going to expect you're going to spell it as it is. But if I remove some letters, if I just play around with it, remove letters to, you know, to make it not so obvious, it becomes very strong. I think you noticed that pattern. So let's add our SS. You see, it becomes weak. And then we're just playing around with the same password that we were given by Simon. And then we see password still weak. And then here at top secret, let's have 3 medium. Then secret, we have 3 again. Very weak because that is so obvious. Attackers, you see the way we learn things, everything we know right now, everything we've known so far since the beginning of this session, everything we know, even attackers know. So they know that you're always going to, instead of E, you're going to write a 3. So yeah, so they're always still going to use it. But the same phrase, good password, top secret, if you change just a few things, if you make maybe typing errors, when you remove some letters, it becomes a very strong password. So this one will take about 12 years to crack. So let's play around with it again. Then top secret, you see, we remove the O, top secret. Someone could still, for Simon, this password would still make sense because he sees it's good password, top secret. He knows it. You see now this password becomes strong. I'll just take another example, one last example of a password. Can someone give us an example of a password that just a password that comes to your head?
My dress, my choice.
Ah, nice. Thank you so much. My dress, my choice. Like this, yeah?
Yes.
Very weak. This password will take us only 6 hours to crack, yeah? But we play around with it. So the first thing, we're going to add an underscore. Yeah, you know it's your dress, my choice. Knowing that, and if I want to make this password strong, I add another underscore, my choice. Then I have, it's the same statement, but I've played around with certain things. I've changed letters, you see? Now instead of E, I have instead of E, I have 3. That's how you create a strong password. There. Then I have the $signs. Then I can have dress, but with a single S. Would take 2,000 years to crack. My dress, my choice. You see, still the same, still your phrase. It's a phrase it's a very common phrase. I mean, anyone could guess it, but would they guess it to this? Would they guess it like this? Would they play around with it like this? No, of course not. And that is your power. Yeah. Any questions on passwords, on creating a strong password?
Yeah, I have a question.
Can you put
Yes?
a space on the password?
Can you put a what?
A space.
A space. Good. Yeah, you can put a space in your passwords. As long as it's a password you're going to remember, you see? If we add a space, it becomes even very strong. Yes?
A question.
Yeah?
A question.
Yes?
When you are logging into a system to the Gmail account for the first time, it asks you whether you want to save the password or not.
Now
this password authenticator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we trust it?
The thing is, don't avoid saving your passwords. Don't always save your passwords on your browser because someone can hack your browser. And when they hack your browser, or even when someone gets access to your browser, they have access to every password that you've ever saved here. So please avoid saving your passwords on your browser because your browser is also.
And
yes,
at times you can just. At times you can just check the history. Someone has used the internet. You go to the history, you get all the passwords there.
Exactly.
Are we supposed to delete the history after using the internet?
The thing is, you're not supposed to. The first thing, what you should have done in the first place is avoid saving your passwords on your browser. When that happens, and then you also implement multi-factor authentication, the thing we talked about. Someone cannot just log into your account without something you have, like when you're authenticating, it has to be something something you have. It cannot just be one thing. It cannot just be your password. So once you have such a strong password that someone gave us, my dress, my choice, that we've played around with, we've added a space, we've added a 3, we've added underscores. You see, once you have this strong password, you can add another level of security. So maybe they send you a code, they send you a one-time PIN on your email address. Then you put that email address. And I think there are days when you're not even trying to log in to something, but then you receive a one-time password. Yes. When you're not trying to log into a service, but there's a service you've set a multi-factor authentication, and then you receive a code. It's a service you are not. You did not try. You've not even tried to access. You've not even thought about it in the last 2 days. Then automatically someone is trying to play with your accounts. So that way, the thing to do, you change your passwords. You make your password strong. The other thing is reusing your passwords. Sometimes you have a very strong password like this one: my dress, my choice, my dress, space, my choice. But then some people do, they're going to use one password for everything. The disadvantage of this is when our company is hacked, say someone hacks Facebook, yeah, or just a service that recently this last year eCitizen was hacked, yeah. So let's say this was your password: my dress, my choice. These attackers, they have access to your password. This very strong, beautiful password that you made. But this very strong, beautiful password, you've reused it on other sites. The thing I will do, I have your email address. I know probably most of these services, you use your email address. What will I do? I will come and see some other services that you use. Sometimes I don't even have to know particularly this service. I can just guess. Attackers are very knowledgeable. That's one thing for sure. That's one thing you can give them. I can look at the common services that people use. Then I have your email. Then I have this password that I got from this other breach. Remember, it's not even a company that is related. Like eCitizen is not even related to another service that you use. It's not even related to your Google. But then because you reused a password that was already leaked in a data breach in another company, I'm just going to use that same password. And then I'm going to access everything of yours. Yeah. So you see, that's the disadvantage of reusing passwords. Sometimes your password can be very strong, but if you use it and use it and use it again, you save the time of an attacker. You save them so much time because they're just going to use, if they crack the first password, they're going to use it all through. And there, you're gone. Yeah, everything of yours, your money, your details, even your contacts, Yeah. So back to here. So when you're creating a password, it needs to be long, but even a long password, as we've seen, sometimes a long password can be easy to guess. A long password, you have to be smart about it. Use a phrase, say my address, my choice. This is a very common phrase, but if you play around with it, also it's advisable to try use phrases that, that are not easily predictable. Like if I know my address, if I know maybe a phrase that means something to you, I would also, as an attacker, would also do the same thing we did. Just play around with the letters. Maybe add a 0 instead of an O, just like that. And then they get your passwords. And then the next thing, as we've said, please do not reuse your passwords. If you use your password for service A, please create another password for service B, service C, and do not save them on your browser.
How often should one change the passwords?
This depends. I think anyone would like to take on that before I take it? Hello, anyone would like to contribute before I take it?
Hi, this is Dorothy.
Yes, Dorothy.
Sometimes it depends with the organization password policy. There are those that require you to change even after 2 weeks. There are that require you to change once a month. So I would say it depends with your organization password management policy. But if it's personal, then I would go for a regular change, especially if you're working for an organization where data confidentiality is a key thing, because hackers will be interested to hacking your account. So if you're dealing with very sensitive data, you have to change your passwords, like in every month you change your password. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, she's right. Depends on your organizational policies. Some organizations require you to change your passwords every 2 weeks, so that you see the thing about this, and then these policies, they guide us on acceptable behavior, on how you should be, you're supposed to set some passwords. You can see when you go to some sites, when you try to create a weak password that is not, say, 8 characters, that does not have a special character, the password rejects. It says it cannot create, like, your password must have this, must have a capital letter, must have a lowercase letter, must have a special character, and must have a number. Those are password policies. How long you should change your passwords? Maybe do 30 to 45 days, between 30 to 45 days, 30 to 60, yeah. Yeah, that's it. We've talked about multi-factor authentication, and we've said multi-factor authentication, we've talked about how important it is in keeping us safe online. So the thing is, what multi-factor authentications can we use? What multi-factor authentications can we use? We can use text-based SMS, but it's not very secure because someone can have access to your messages. They can intercept that message, and then they can get access to that code that you received, and then they can use it to reset your password. Yeah, you say you forgot password. Then when you click forgot password, then you say, okay, send me a code on my phone, like via SMS. And the other thing, it's better to use authenticator apps like Google or Microsoft Authenticator. So there are other authenticator apps that you can use that are better than, at least they're better than text-based. They're better than getting a code via SMS. Then the other thing, you can get a physical USB key. I don't know if you guys have interacted with this, but the physical USB keys. Like I mentioned, sometime, not so long ago, when we were talking about passwords, when you're using multi-factor authentication, it's something you know, something you have, something you are. So for this case, it's something you have, that is something you have that no one can take away from you. It's a physical USB key. So I see some companies use smart cards. I think that would be more relatable. Companies that use smart cards. So you insert your card, even after putting in your password, you insert your card, and then you're able to log in and access a service. The other thing, yes?
Maybe I can say something. My name is John, or maybe something like a YubiKey.
Oh, yes, yes.
YubiKey, I'm Oscar.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Okay, so quickly, because our Our time is almost. I'm just gonna go quickly over using public Wi-Fi. One of the ways that you can get access is using public Wi-Fi. Most times when you go to a place that has Wi-Fi, it has no password, yes? And when this unprotected Wi-Fi, when you access this Wi-Fi, the data you send over the internet, the data that you use when you're connected to Wi-Fi, yes, you want to access a certain service. The data that leaves your phone to that server, I'm trying not to use very technical language. If I go overboard, please just let me know if you do not understand anything. So the moment the information leaves your phone to the server and then to bring you back a response, what happens? This public Wi-Fi, they're not secured. So then that means that this message is unencrypted. Encryption just means, coding a message, hiding it so that someone cannot read it. Say, for example, Brian and I have a special language that we speak when we are with people and we want to gossip another person. We have a special language that we use so that people do not understand what we say. That is the same way that our devices communicate. When you send information from your phone to the internet, it's encrypted. It's supposed to be encrypted to protect it so that even when someone is spoofing, someone is sniffing, someone is trying to look, someone is trying to peep into what information you're sending over that network. That information is hidden. It's sort of coded in layman's language, sort of coded so no one else can read it. If you have the option to use your mobile data plan, it's always easy. Please avoid public Wi-Fis. People can steal your information because number one, the information is not encrypted. The other things, criminals often set up hotspots with fake Wi-Fi names to ask. Nice. When you go to Java, sometimes most of us sometimes I work at Java. When I'm not going to the office, I work at a restaurant. When I work at a restaurant, I want to save on data, yeah? So I go there and connect to their free Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi that's available. What attackers also know the things we do. Like I said, the things we do every day, the routine things that we do. They want to get into those so that we're less suspicious, so that they increase their chances of a successful hack. So they're going to create a Wi-Fi, and then they're going to name it probably Java Coffee Shop. Just like the Java, if I go to Wi-Fi, then I want to connect, I'm going to see, oh, Java Coffee Shop. Then I'm going to click and connect. I'm going to go ahead and log in into my portal, my work portal, do my things. But that information, they're able to read it as it is. They're able to read that information as it is because now they've created a fake access point. Like they've created a fake Wi-Fi, a fake public Wi-Fi. And because you're trying to think that, oh, there's Wi-Fi, you don't have to buy data. Hey, Safaricom is what? No, just always use your mobile data plan. If you're not in a trusted Wi-Fi, like if you're not in a trusted Wi-Fi area, it's not Wi-Fi that's your home, your Wi-Fi. It's not Wi-Fi that's your office Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that's a restaurant Wi-Fi. No. Free Wi-Fi, Matatu Wi-Fi, please do not try. The other thing is enable the firewalls on your device and use a VPN. I don't know if anyone knows virtual private networks. VPNs, what VPNs do, say you've heard of VPNs, and I'm sure the way you've heard of VPNs, for those who've heard of VPNs, is that if I'm browsing from Strathmore, if I'm accessing something from Strathmore, a VPN is going to mask my location and make it appear that like I'm not in Strathmore, I'm in, say, US. Yes? That's how VPNs work. So the different VPN sites. So what VPNs do, they sort of make you, when you're using Wi-Fi, it's not easy for attackers to sniff this information or even trace it back and read whatever you're trying to use, whatever you're trying to send, the data you're trying to send, and then try to avoid free VPNs. So the thing is, everything that's free on the internet is at a cost. You want a free VPN, it comes at a cost. Even the free Wi-Fi, you're saving on data, but it's going to come at a cost. And sometimes the cost is too huge. The cost is your data, the cost is your life. So avoid most of these free services because an attacker could just create their own VPN and then you're going to use it. Then it doesn't even protect you as you wanted, like whatever you wanted to. The main goal, you've not Like the main goal, you've not, what do we say? I'm looking for a word for it. You've not achieved the goal. You've done more damage than good, yeah? You've done more harm than good. So the next thing is ransomware. Ransomware is when criminals hack your computer or network, then lock you out and demand a ransomware to let you back in. So how does this happen? Number one, say you've gone to a malicious website, yeah? You've clicked on that site and then you've downloaded malware. When you download this malware on your phone or on your computer, the whole of your data becomes, your device, your machine becomes encrypted. Like I said, encryption, it's more like that message that you're sending, it's coded in a language that you cannot understand. Yeah, then someone is asking you for money. They tell you, okay, fine, I need you to pay me money before I release this information to you. Has anyone encountered that? Quickly, please, briefly. Has anyone heard of ransomware? Like your personal files are locked. Yeah, I think that's the simple term. Your personal files are locked, and then you're told, okay, someone calls you and tells you, okay, for you to access your computer again, for you to log back in, you have 12 hours to pay me this amount of money, wired to this bank account. Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Yes, please speak.
It has never happened to me, but I watched it in one of the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'll give us an instance because we are running out of time. I'll give us an instance. Last year in March 2023, around March 2023, KAA, Kenya Airports Authority, they were hacked, yes? And when they were hacked, the information, the data was encrypted, yeah? Then they were asked for money. This attacker said, the attacking group was called Medusa. You can actually Google about it after this. These people asked for money. They told them, okay, for us to release all of this information, we need you to pay us this amount of money. I have one question as we quickly try to wind up. In such a case of a ransomware attack, would you pay the attackers? Would you advise, what would you advise? Do you pay the attackers to get your information back, to get your data back? Or do you just ignore and, move on like nothing happened, or inform your customers in case of a business?
I won't pay.
I would pay.
Okay. The person who would pay, could you please tell us why?
You would pay for the data that they have access to. You do not have a copy of it anywhere else, and it's critical data. You'll end up paying.
You have a copy of it.
Yeah.
Okay. The person who said they would not pay.
Yes, on my side, I would pay.
Yes.
I don't
because
think
if
you will be encouraging them. So this thing, what you have to do is that at least you don't pay, inform about your customers maybe, and look for that technical support, because these guys, they must be having, since they are just same people, there must be a solution to it. So I will go for my technical support to assist where necessary.
You'd go to your technical support and but you'd inform your customers.
Yes.
Is that what you said? Okay, good idea. Any other thoughts? One last thought before we move?
You should, it's Caleb here. You should make sure you inform the communication authority. They have a cybersecurity section that you have a breach on your systems.
Yes.
And you have a data that has been captured by ransomware, and you need technical assistance.
So you would not pay?
So I would not pay.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'm gonna leave us here at ransomware attacks. Food for thought. Let's look into the KAA, the Kenya Airports Authority. That's the ransomware attack that they had. Let's look into what they stole, and then we can pick it up from there in tomorrow's class. And then maybe think of Will you pay or won't you pay? Yes, yes. What's your name, please?
This
you're breaking.
Catherine Rolgate.
Yes.
Maybe question that they would pay. You know, these people have your data, so paying would mean that they can they'll get your money, still not give you your data back. That's the flip side of it.
Yeah, interesting perspective. I would like to end it here. Food for thought. Let's think about it. Let's look into it, what was stolen, and then from there we're going to see how. From there tomorrow, we're going to start from here and then see how that relates to us, that relates to our passwords, and how all of these cybersecurity things that are related. Yeah. Yeah, it was nice having this class. Thank you so much. I had such a cooperative class. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow and learn a lot more from each other.
Thank you.
Question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can we save it for tomorrow, please?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much for that nice lecture.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the lesson.
Thank you very much. It was really
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you and bless and good night.
Thank you.
Nice. Good night.
Thank you. God
Save
bless
your
you.
questions for tomorrow. Have lots of them because we'll have time.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Blessed evening.
It's my hope that the hackers are not with us.
Which one?
Not Andy. Kindly
They are
end
very
the
much
meeting for us.
available.
The meeting for us.
Thank you
It
very
may
much.
become everlasting meeting.
I think it has been a very insightful session. Tomorrow we have a similar session also. I'm not sure the lot that will be joining us, but the link is still the same. Mobilize your teams and those other experts who you believe, even your family members, will benefit from this knowledge, because where we are heading, we need to be tech savvy. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you do. Technologies come to run almost everything, and we need to be ready. So thank you so much, Esther, for sacrificing your time and sharing to this global audience on matters. And I know some of us might want to have your contacts for personal consultations or projects in similar domain. If you are with your consent, maybe you can type on the chat section contacts that you believe they can use to reach you before they completely log out of the session, because I know most of the people in the session are owners of organizations. Most of them are also consultants and experts, and they desire to work with you going forward. So just type your contacts, those ones that you want people to contact you with when it comes to work issues, on the chat section, and then those who need it can just pick it from there. Otherwise, I want to wish us a lovely evening and hope to see you again tomorrow and even on the third day as we continue to expand our professional horizons in technical matters that affect us directly. Thank you so much and enjoy your night.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Salam.
Thank you too.
Good night.
Get the presentation.
Bye. Thank you.
Yes, we will get it tomorrow. You'll get the presentation tomorrow after we're done, yeah? We just have a few
Thank you.
slides left. Then we can
Okay,
we can share the presentation tomorrow.
Okay,
Sure.
thank you very much.
So much.
Yeah, good night. I've shared my contact on the chat. Please check Esther Adwets on LinkedIn and then Esther Adwets00@gmail.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.